What's up, you guys? It's Marissa from Push Past Paralysis, back with another video. And today I wanted to talk to you about wheelchair accessibility in entertainment. Now, I'm going to start with an old story for those of you who are new to me, and then we're going to get into something that just happened. So, back in 1999, I went to Nassau Coliseum to see a Backstreet Boys concert. It's a venue here on Long Island in New York. And our seats were second level, and there was no railing. Literally, the only thing holding me back from girls pushing their way through me and then tumbling down was the chair in front of me, which was lower than my footrest. Okay? So, long story short, we ended up leaving. I was 14, devastated. But my mom fought for a year and a half. We got the general manager fired, who, by the way, threw my tickets in my lap and said, if you have the best seats in the house, you don't like them, leave. Yeah. I'm just going to leave because I don't like the seats. No, I wouldn't leave a Backstreet Boys concert unless, it was dangerous. So we fought it and ended up getting front row and backstage to the Black and Blue tour. The arena then had a wall, which we thought was nice, that they did something to protect people who were up there. Even though the ADA does say that you have to be in line of vision, so you have to be, flat, not looking down. But most places do not adhere to the Americans with Disabilities Act, and they should. So, I've been an advocate for wheelchair accessible places for a long time. I'm not under the impression that we will ever get every place wheelchair accessible, nor do I think that places should completely get torn down and rebuilt to be accessible. I'm all for add-ons, and I think that there's a way to make everything wheelchair accessible. So fast forward to a few weeks ago when I got an email that it's shows in your town or something, or shows near you, that AJ, or Alex McLean from the Backstreet Boys, I like to look at him as a person, so I'll just say Alex. So I wanted to preface that in case I said it later in the video. So, he was going to be performing some solo stuff, because he just came out with a new single. So, I haven't seen any of the boys since 2017. So I was like, okay, it's not far, it's cheap, I'm going to go, I want to see him. So, at that point, I was not worried about wheelchair accessibility. Now, the way I operate is I decide where I'm going to go and I worry about it later. Or at all. I don't at all. I know that I'll make a way. But I wanted to scope this place out because it is over an hour for me. I'm not going to dox where my town is, but it is over an hour from me. I'd never been there. I'd only been in Patchogue, where the concert was, once at somebody's house. So I didn't know what to expect. So I take a picture of the place just to know what it looks like when I get there. And there's a nice 5 or 6 stairs in the front. I'm like, oh God, this is going to be fun. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be another entrance, or they got to be able to do something. So then I look, and I messaged, it's called, I think, Loaded Concerts or something, who had posted initially about this event on Instagram as well. So I messaged them thinking they were affiliated with the venue. And I was like, how high is the stage? It looks pretty high. Their response was, the stage is 8 feet tall and there's not a bad seat in the house. You could pretty much see from any view. That is a big reason why I told you the earlier story about Nassau Coliseum, because they both said the same thing. So I knew this place was going to be a little bit suspicious. Just by seeing the stairs, just by seeing and hearing now how tall the stage was, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be on the floor. So how high are they going to stick me? So, okay. By the way, before I go any further, I do not fault any of the performers or their teams for this venue. I was the only person in a wheelchair to show up. I'm not under any impression that people have to adhere to my needs because I'm one person. On the venue's responsibility, I do think it would be in their best interest to make themselves more accessible, because they would have a new clientele of people in wheelchairs, because a lot of people in wheelchairs don't do what I did and just go. They would see stairs and be like, oh, cancel my tickets, or don't even buy tickets, and they just won't go. Not a lot of people with disabilities just go and do things, regardless. So anyways, where was I in the story now? Okay, so I heard from the Loaded Concerts place, and I was like, and they said that there was, not a bad seat, but I'm like, okay, that it doesn't look like there's that many good seats. So what do I do? So I messaged DJ Lux, who is the DJ for ATCK, who is Alex, AJ's band that he played with. And he said, come find me at meet and greet, and I'll hook you up with the man named Louis. I'm not going to dox him and say his last name. He went so above and beyond for me and my friends all night. And I just don't want him inundated. But, so we get there, and I got there first. I decided just to wheel it. My friend was going to pick me up, and I was going to wait for her to pick me up, but it was a little bit of a seedy area near the train station, so I'm like, I got to get out of here. And so I ended up wheeling it. It wasn't too terrible. There was not a lot of curb cuts, so I had to end up going down people's driveway, past the end of the block to, just, that's a mess a lot. Sidewalks are my arch nemesis, so there's either no sidewalks or crooked sidewalks or cracked sidewalks or sidewalks are just a mess. Anyways, that's not what this is about. Technically inaccessibility, so it is, but whatever. So, okay. So I get there, and I'm the only one there at the time. And mind you, I got there because I took the train. I had to travel 2 hours because of the way the trains are on the small island. They take you all the way to Queens, the county next to us, and then they bring you all the way to the last county, which is where Patchogue is. So, if I did not take the train that I took, which got me there at 1:55 in the afternoon, I would have been waiting until after 4, and I would have missed meet and greet. So I knew I was going to be one of the only ones there. Didn't realize I would be the first. And I felt really funny about it. I was like, the bus was right there. I'm like, I don't want them to think that I'm stalking. I didn't want to miss it, so I had to be here early. So I'm waiting and waiting. My friend gets there, and so we waited until about 4 o'clock to figure out where we were going to go. And so we get in there, and she's on the other end, because we knew we had to wait for Louis to see what we were going to do. We were going to do meet and greet first, but, we needed him to know what we were doing later. So she ended up finding him before me, not realizing that was the man that I was waiting for, which was really funny. So we get there and did we do meet and greet first? We obviously did meet and greet before the show, but did we? Yeah, I don't think we saw our seats yet. Okay, so we did meet and greet. It was great. Then we kind of listened to soundtrack before meet and greet. We weren't supposed to, We didn't see anything. We were hanging back listening. So we go and try to figure out, where I was gonna sit, and it had to be the second level because, like I said, the stage was too tall. When people were let in, and I'm gonna put a picture in here for you. When the people were let in, they were looking like this. So me sitting down, I would have been like, people's necks were killing them by the end of the night. That's how high this stage was. So you can imagine how it is for somebody sitting down. So we did have the best seat in the house, and Louis did the absolute best that he can given that arena. Like, when I was told that there was not a bad seat, I don't think there was a good seat in the house. Now, for where we were, the seats were better for somebody standing because there was the railing. The railing was eye level with me, so I had to duck under and, to see the show and then wave. You couldn't tell in my pictures because I zoomed past the railing, so my pictures and video came out great, but I was like this the entire time going, hi, like an idiot. I did get seen a couple of times, which was nice given the circumstances, but total mess. Like, there shouldn't have been something at that level if you're going to put wheelchairs there. I'm going to get into how I would change this arena in a minute. So, yeah, it was a total mess of an arena. I had a great time, saw a lot of old and new friends, saw Alex, I, met the band. We ended up eating dinner with his band and with Louis, the man that helped us. So all of that was amazing. The only problem I had was with this arena. And like I said, I don't blame them. They're going to play where they get booked. Any place to spread this music, by all means, go ahead, and don't let the one person in a wheelchair who showed up make you change your plans. But I would like for arenas to be more accessible. And it's not that hard. Like, okay, here's my ideas. Don't put any wheelchairs up high. Because, yeah, while a lot of people like that vantage point, I'm not there to see the entire arena. I'm there to see the person on stage. I'm there to have them sing to me, point, wave, sweat, whatever. So that was something that I missed, even though I did get noticed, was the stage interaction. And I do think that the standard for wheelchair accessibility is Jones Beach Theater. I think they go by Northwell Health now. Also on Long Island, they're in Wantaw. They are the best because they do have different levels for their accessibility, but if you're in a wheelchair, crutches, walker, whatever, I even saw somebody who had hearing aids once in the front row. So you don't really have to, all you have to do is show up as you are, like with whatever device you need to assist you, and they know that you're disabled, so they'll bring you as far to the front as possible. Like, if it's basically first come, first serve for the disabled in the front. So if you get there early enough, you will be right there. I think once I got second row because I didn't know that they were doing this, and a bunch of people got in before me. And I was there within like decades of each other. I was there a few years ago, and then the other time I was there was like, I want to say 2005. So they have been pretty consistent with their wheelchair accessibility. The stage is not that high, where you're like this, down in the front. It's just the best, and I think the standard that every arena should be. The Backstreet Boys performed there the night after this show, so last night. Because the show that I went to was 2 nights ago. So they performed there last night. Wish I could have gone. Couldn't afford the tickets. Thank God. The show that I went to was appropriately priced where I could afford it. Even the VIP. But yeah, that arena is great, and I think that should be the standard. And that's what I don't like is there's all different interpretations and different standards. Like, even for bathrooms. I talk about it all the time. You can have a bathroom that's just slightly bigger than the other stalls and have a railing, and that could be designated as for the disabled. But then you can also have a huge one where you could wheel the wheelchair in, be able to close the door, because yes, there's been bathrooms where I haven't been able to close the door. So I'd have a friend guarding the main door so nobody would come in. It's a mess. So, I don't even remember what Jones Beach bathrooms are, but I'm just going on a bathroom rant now. So, yeah, there should be no smaller than to be able to fit a humongous motorized wheelchair in the stall and be able to move freely how you need to do your business. So, yeah, as far as this arena stereo garden in Patchogue, they need the stage lowered and they need wheelchair accessible seating on the floor. Or if there's too much maintenance for making the stage lower, have like platforms that are significantly higher with like ramps attached to them where people in wheelchairs can wheel up front and see at eye level with the stage. Doesn't seem like it's that hard. And I mean, I can't really complain if there's 2 entrances, which there were. One was attached to the restaurant next door. So I'm not going to pick on the entrances, but there's a lot that arena can do. And I do think, like I said earlier, appearance does matter, where for me, as long as there's 2 entrances, I don't care, but that will deter people in wheelchairs from even considering going there if you have stairs in the front with no visible other assistance like a chairlift or something. But yeah, I think this all is chalked up to the Americans with Disabilities Act pre-existing building clause, where before 1990, if your building was built before 1990, you don't have to live up to code, which sucks. Like I said, I'm in no way blaming the performers or the people who booked this arena, but I would like for them to share this, because I think all arenas need to have this presented to them from somebody in a wheelchair who does like to go to shows, who does like to go out, and you'd get a whole new clientele if you were more accessible. That's what I think. Actually, I know. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people who they'll just think that an arena is not accessible and they won't go. So to see the stairs and then to see the stage, because there's pictures even of the stage. I knew it was high. That's why I even asked. Because I'm like, that looks very high. Because there's live pictures and you could see people, like their heads came just level with the stage. So, who knows if he's ever going to go back to that arena. If he does, I probably will too. But I would like to offer these ideas. I'll even offer my services of, okay, I'll go in there and test out different ways of making it accessible that you present to me for this arena or any arena. If you have an arena near you, whoever's watching this video, that you know for a fact, whether you're able-bodied or disabled, if you know that it's not accessible and you want somebody with ideas or to visit to come up with ideas, message me. I have all my information in the description, and I would love to help. This is something that I really am passionate about doing, and I'm just waiting for somebody to invite me to your establishment and see if it's accessible, or see if I can come up with ideas to make it so. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. Please share this video. I'm going to tag all of the acts from that night, just for the fact of, I hope that they share this to raise awareness about inaccessibility in arenas. Like I said, it's in no way blaming them. They took a place that they wanted to perform at. I was the only one in a wheelchair. I'm not going to tell them to cancel because it's inaccessible for me. If I was that, upset about it, I wouldn't have gone. But I do think that this and other arenas need to make a change, and that's what I'm fighting for and advocating for. Right? So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you like this. Please share it, and tag all of the acts. I'll put their handles in the description, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.